Hello and welcome to the Indian Takeaway, our slightly unusual look at the India-English Test series. And I'm delighted to say today that we've got India's best batsman of the series and also a great ambassador of the game, Rahul Dravid. Rahul, thank you very much for giving up your time today.
Pleasure, Simon.
Tell me first, has it been a really hard series for you batting-wise?
I think it's been a tough series. For a combination of reasons. Firstly, I think the pitches have been conducive to some good swing and seam bowling, and the quality of the English bowling. I think they've bowled really well. All the three seamers I thought have bowled beautiful lengths. They've pitched the ball up.
What about this last test? You rushed off the field just before you were dismissed, as it happened.
Yeah.
Are the two things linked there?
No, nothing. I rushed off the field is because I wanted to go to the toilet. I just wanted to relieve myself. My bladder was full, and it's just an uncomfortable feeling to try and bat with a full bladder. And I thought, I didn't want that at the back of my mind, so I'll, just get it over and done with.
And then you were given out, and all the technology revealed afterwards that we didn't think you were out. Did you sort of sit there afterwards thinking, I wish I'd reviewed that? I
did, and unfortunately what happened for me was I played the ball and my first instinct was I didn't hit that. But there was a loud noise. I could not figure out where the noise came from. And I knew that I haven't hit the ground, I haven't hit the pad, I haven't hit the shoe. How can the noise come? It confused me totally, but I said, I don't think I touched it. So I walked across to my partner and asked him. So he said, no, it's a big noise, Rahul. And so you have Simon Hughes, who's one of the best umpires in the world, gives you out. Your partner says you're out, you hear a noise. And so I thought that maybe, it was one of those instances where you don't pick up the edge. So as soon as I went back and I told the guys, I need to see this replay because I don't know where I've touched it. There was this huge noise. And I've not touched my pad, or I've not touched the ground, or I've not touched my shoe. And I didn't really imagine it could be a shoelace. And, I've never heard. So it was a freaky thing, and it was disappointing because I've been playing quite well, and if me and Sachin played really well in that innings, if we had had a partnership and been able to bat through to lunch and seen off that Anderson spell, which is a really good spell in the morning, who knows what might have happened. At least we would have been able to put up a better fight.
In this series you've batted, 15 hours or something like that. Your 200s were marathon efforts. What do you do between balls? Do you talk to yourself?
Early on in my career, I tried to blank out thoughts and I tried to think, and I found that very draining and very sort of tough on me mentally. What I do now is when there are thoughts, I recognize that there are thoughts, and there could be various thoughts. After I've played a ball, I could start thinking about something else, and the mind just wanders. It goes all over the place, and I just recognize that that's happening. And I think the recognition of the fact that my mind is wandering all over the place seems to brings you back into the present in a lot of ways. And then I take a couple of deep breaths, which for me is my trigger or my way of getting connected back into sort of my own self. And then I just take my stance, and the key word for me is really watch the ball.
I guess England have sort of hit you, taken you by surprise.
I think we expected them to be good. I think we expected us to be better. To be honest, we haven't been good enough. And
they haven't allowed you to be good enough.
In some ways, yes. I think their bowling, has bowled really well, and they're a good side, and they've got some good young bowlers, very skillful bowlers in these conditions. You've got to win in places where you're not usually comfortable winning. England hasn't won in India for 25 years, and they've got to come and do it. They've got the skills to do it. They've got the team to do it. I have no doubt that, they've got a team that's capable of doing it, but it still has to be done. And I hope that we can stop them from doing it.
So for you, in the next 5 days, obviously to try and get at least one test back is the objective. It
is. In some ways we've discussed that. We're not number one anymore. So the goal for us now is to fight our way back there. It is obviously about restoring some pride and really showing people that what we can do and what we can play. But also, if we want to climb back to that number one ranking, then every test matters.
Well, listen, it's been a privilege to hear you talk, and it's a privilege to watch you play as well. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Sam.
I suppose what we'd hoped for today and for this last test is actually a contest, and I reckon the way that Rahul's talking, we might just get that.